Hello people, how are you? Welcome to this channel, and today I would like us to have a look at how to start a successful printing, photocopy, and uh, cyber business. And for you to start a successful printing bureau or a photocopy bureau or a printing business, there are some few things that you should consider and make sure that at least you have them in place or you have them planned for. And number one, the things that you need to have in place is to have a good financial plan. A good financial plan is important because it enables you to be able to gauge or to be able to estimate and know how much you can be able to put in your business or to risk in your business, because business is about risking. It will enable you to know how many or what type of machines you will invest in your business. It enables you to know what size of business room you need. It enables you to know how much work you can be able to handle at a particular time, because sometimes you might be given a lot of work that needs a lot of capital to do or a lot of money to do, and maybe you don't have enough, and the down payment that the customer is giving might not be enough for you to be able to run the that business activity given at that particular time. So good financial plan is very important to make sure that you have at least finances in place to start off the business. Number two, it is always important and a requirement by the law that for you to start a business, and especially here in Kenya, you need to register it with the relevant authorities. You need to register your business, and in that registration, you will also need to get the required business permits. The business permits like license, like fire equipment, like fire license, and other few documentations that are needed of you to run the business. You might also need to have an ETR machine, because the Kenya Revenue Authority or the Revenue Authority will need you to file your returns. And because you are running a business, you will need to have it registered. You will need to have the ETR machines that you will be calculating, or you will be giving the required percentage of the returns that is required of you to give back to the customs authority. The other requirement, very important, is that now you've planned to start off the printing and the photocopy bureau. You will require to do a good feasibility study that will enable you even to know the location for your business. Bureaus, and especially printing, photocopy, lamination, and scanning business, will require you to open a bureau or to open the business in a location where there is good traffic of people or a lot of movement of people, and especially around office area or in an area where we have a college or a learning institution, and especially a college or some government offices or some private offices, maybe law firms, maybe some other, maybe even photocopy printing businesses, because these are people you will network with. Because one person here could be wanting to have a service done to his or a customer that he doesn't have equipment for. like for example lamination, like that, for example internet services, and maybe this is what you offer, and or maybe a printing work that needs a bigger machine or a high technology machine that the neighbor doesn't have. So in this case, you'll find that the neighbor will give you the work to be able to process for him or her because he doesn't have that machine, or that he doesn't provide that service, or maybe because at that particular time he or she is experiencing maybe a technical problem. So in that case, you will need that, you will find that even putting the business or your business in an area where you have other people offering the same services like you are is important for you, or is as important as opening it in a busy area where we have offices, maybe private offices, maybe law firms, maybe government offices, maybe large organization offices like NGOs, or like other private institutions or organizations that are running around the area that you are operating your business from. That is very important. Maybe even an area whereby you have hotels, maybe you have people selling different gadgets, like for example phones, like for example laptops, because these people will need documentations, or they will need some filing to be kept for them, and in that case opening a business near them will enable you to be able to get businesses from them. For you to open a successful bureau, printing, photocopy, or internet cafe bureau, it is also important to have structures in place. Don't just rush into opening a business and then later on you come and find that you need a table, a working table. Maybe you need a shelf to place your machine, or maybe you need some internet. And these are factors we did not consider, where your cables will run from, the Ethernet cables, or the local area network cables, or even the internet cables. You need to have these structures in place. Plan well so that you have these structures in place, so that by the time you are going to open your business, it's not about the structures where you place your machines, where you'll be sitting on like chairs. So it is also important to plan well, to make sure that you have this equipment or these structures in place before you open the business. It will be also important that before you open a bureau for printing, for photocopy, for lamination, for internet services, maybe a cyber cafe, that you make sure that you have the required machines in place. This includes things like the printers. It will include the computer where you will do your work from, or where the people in the cyber will browse from. You'll also need to make sure that you have your lamination machines in place, your photocopier in place, your binding machines in place. Could be the manual binding machine, could be the perfect binding machine, or could be some stapler, maybe heavy duty staplers or the normal office staplers in place, so that for every customer who comes by in need of some documents, and then these documents need to be put together, because this is what we refer to as filing or filing them. You are able to put them in a file, maybe through punching, or maybe through stapling them together, or maybe through doing the perfect binding, so that the files are organized together for you to be able to give a customer or your customer a clean and organized work. It is also important that you make sure the mode of payment for the services that you offer are in place. This might include making sure that you have even somewhere where to place your money, the coins that you get after you offer a customer the service. It can also entail having an active M-Pesa line, having an active bank account line, or an active account where some money can be deposited for you. Having maybe a till number or a pay bill number. Nowadays, many people, including myself, carry their money in digital format. So that, yes, I need a service, but the service I want, I'm not able or I don't want to pay in cash. So in this case, I will send the money to you through M-Pesa, or I deposit to your bank account, or I pay through the pay bill or a till number. So for efficiency in this, it is very important that when you're planning to open a successful printing, photocopy, or cyber cafe business or bureau, you make sure that these are simple things in place so that you will not run after your customers, or you will not fail to give a customer service simply because the customer's money is in his bank account or a bank account and needs to transfer to you to your bank account, and you don't have a bank account. Or even you get some tenders, and companies give tenders to people who mostly have good payment method, not personal, uh, even personal accounts. They require mostly business accounts. It's a business to business work. And again, maybe you need to advance so that your company is big, not you as an individual being paid, always liable for the business, but it's a limited company where all the liability and assets are above the company, not you as an individual. So companies paying you will require to have business accounts for their documentation, for their receipts, for their invoices, for their deliveries, business to business. And that's what companies do. They pay businesses, not individuals in most cases, because of responsibility or liability about companies. So it is important to make sure that you have good payment method to your business, and even for you to pay other businesses from. So it's always important that you have those business accounts, you have till number, you have a pay bill number, one of well accountable and registered payment method convenient for every other customer or organization that you might deal with. Very important. Another important factor to consider while you intend to open and run a successful business, and especially printing, photocopy, or a branding, design and branding bureau or business, is advertising, marketing and advertising. Very key. Actually, even sometimes I consider it that you can even start advertising, marketing and advertising your business slowly, earlier than you would open it, or earlier before opening it. It is very important because you can open a very big business, but without advertising, without marketing, it just ends to making losses or not being successful. So it is important to always make sure that your business is advertised at all times. I like some companies like Safaricom. Safaricom has grown for the last 20 years, if I can remember well, successfully, with almost everybody being a Safaricom customer, if I'm not wrong, and especially here in Kenya. But they keep on marketing and advertising every day in the Google ads, personal adverts, banners, stickers, online media, print houses, radios, TVs, internet, mention it. Mention even they even employ agents to work, people to work as they give leaflets or they advertise their product and services. They don't care how much they've grown, but they keep on advertising. I like them for that. I must give them a kudos for that. So anyway, to come back to my point, For you to run a successful business, no matter how small or big it is, advertising and marketing is very key. If you want to succeed, or if you want to sustain yourself in the market without getting any handles, current or in future. Very important to do marketing and advertising of whatever form that you will choose. When starting a business, and especially a printing bureau or a photocopy bureau or a design media, a design firm, a cyber cafe, an internet cafe, it is important to think of the future, that you need to grow. You need to grow. You don't have to be where you are 2 years after opening your business. Actually, 6 months is enough. You should think of growing. You should think of expanding. It could be through maybe buying some more machines than you had in the beginning. Maybe you began with some XUK or second-hand machines. You need to start thinking of buying new ones. You need to start thinking of buying new technology machines. Yeah, and especially in this ICT world, in this technology world, every day you should keep off, or rather, you should be regularly looking for what is new in the market, and especially about the machines that you are using, about the technology that you are using, maybe in terms of softwares. Yeah, so that every time you are up to date with the machines that are being used by other people, or even you be the first one, be the first to know, be the first to buy them, be the first to use the technology, be the first to expand even in terms of the room that you are in, be the first to take the extra room, be the first to take the extra space by growing, not just by forcing yourself. Yeah, be the first to invest in the new technology in place. Yeah, so think of expanding. It is always when you are planning to open a business, and especially a printing, a photocopy, a cyber cafe business, yeah, or a design firm, a branding firm. Think of expanding. Think of the new technology. Think of customers coming to your place every other time and finding something new, a new service, an easier way of carrying out maybe a certain activity they had done the previous day, or they had done the other time. A different way of doing it, a cheaper way, an easier way. Yeah, and that way you'll keep your customers coming every day. You will have a lot of customers coming back because of your efficiency, and especially in technology, because of your growing, because of your expanding. They always know, they will always have the confidence that they will find something new. They will find you expanded, so that if they used to sweat in your small room while browsing, they will have an airy room, a bigger space to browse from, a bigger space to even arrange their stuff after you print for them, a bigger space, a newer technology for them to do something they had done in a different way the previous day or the other time. So think of expanding, think of getting a bigger room, think of attracting more customers by going closer to where they are. If you are in the first floor of your building, think of going down so that customers will not struggle going upstairs. Or if they are comfortable going upstairs, make sure that then you open the space for them so that they come upstairs if that's where they find convenient. Think of making more adverts. Think of advertising in a different way. So always think of expanding, either technology-wise by getting newer machines, space-wise by getting to a more convenient room, adding services, exploring new things in place, changing with the technology, yeah, so that your customers will always find it convenient to be in your business or to come and work from your place. And this way, you will find yourself being very successful. Yeah, I know it is not easy, but through persistence, through keeping positive, through effort, all things will be possible. If you keep positive on what you are doing, if you keep focusing on what you are doing and doing it in a better way, you will always find yourself successful and you will enjoy your business. You will find your business being so enjoyable to be in than letting it go or letting it frustrate you. So, welcome.